What is up, everyone? Barricade here, bringing you guys another episode of Gears of War lore. Today we're going to be talking about issue number 3 of the Gears of War comic, part 3 of Hollow. So to get right into it, guys, the last issue ended with them about to crash as Jace was trying his hardest to land a Raven. He stated that he's driven a Raven once before in his life and he's never known how to actually land it. So they're in a horrible spot at this point. You know, everyone's freaking out. We can see Marcus, Dom, and Barrick pestering poor Jace, trying, you know, to not panic. And they're kind of being backseat drivers at this point, telling him to dodge, telling him to do this, telling him to do that. Eventually, Marcus gives Jace some confidence when he tells Barrick to back off, to stop being a backseat driver and let him do his job. At that point, Jace gets a second win and realizes, well, if Marcus Phoenix has faith in me, then I better have faith in myself. So he starts trying to land a helicopter, but as they're about to land, they see an E-hole open up. And they start panicking, getting scared that, you know, they're going to be right on top of us, Tom says. Because if they crash in any horrible way at all, they would be completely vulnerable to be picked off by the Locust. But Jace has a great idea and says, the hell they will, and actually sends the Raven directly at the Locust as they land. So as they land, the Raven completely tears apart and destroys all the Locusts that are coming out of that E-hole. Kind of two birds with one stone type of thing. And after they escape and they're alive and everything's fine, they eventually start making their way to Montevato. They've been traveling for days and still haven't found the city at all, and they're starting to get a little restless. Luckily, they find a stranded man who actually, in fact, helps them, tells them that he can possibly give them a vehicle to help them get to Montevato because going by foot would take way too long. This stranded man's name is John Boy, and he takes them to the beautiful place known as Fucked. Believe it or not, this is actually the name of a stranded refuge, and as you can see, the name fits pretty well. And they pretty much just state that they're living, you know, as stranded would, and they occasionally get attacked by locusts, things like that. And Marcus asks them, are we able to, you know, take one of your vehicles? And John Boy states, well, what are you going to do for us? And it turns out that occasionally there is a locust squad, the same squad that always comes by and does raids and steals supplies and ammo and things like that. So doing what Gears do best, Delta Squad completely destroys this squad of locusts and saves these people, so now they don't have to worry about raids. Jace says that this is probably the first time he ever felt like a true hero when it came to killing the locusts, and he is happy to see that they do get the vehicle that they need. Marcus is talking with John Boy, and as he's talking with them, Jace sees a little girl that reminds him of himself when he was little and his family were completely killed. It turns out that her parents went to Montevato to try to get some help. Jace is talking to her and realizes that he wants to take the little girl with him so she can reunite with her parents. At first, Marcus is reluctant, but the thing that, you know, convinces him to let them take the little girl is he says right here, he says, Jace, I understand what you're feeling, but, and then the guy, John Boy, says, remember, soldier, we call this place Fucked for a reason. And Marcus is like, alright, the kid rolls with us. So that was kind of the cool thing there. They realize, you know what, she's probably isn't as safe with them as they might think, so they take the little girl with them, and as they're traveling to Montevato in the vehicle, they kind of have a little bit of a conversation, Jace and her, where Jace is trying to reassure that they're going to find her parents, that everything's going to be fine. And she's just kind of like, okay, like she just kind of has like this straight face, like she doesn't really believe him. She probably already thinks her parents are dead. She thinks the worst. And Jace is trying to reignite her faith. As they are traveling, they get attacked by more locusts, and they completely destroy the drones. The drones don't stand a chance. But as they're fighting them, Jace kind of has a realization in his mind that, you know, I can't be stopped. I can save this girl. You know, this girl is depending on me. You know, nothing can stop me. And the one thing I really like that he says right here, he says, when I came out of that ride, I felt like nothing could stop me. A kid's life depended on me. Wasn't anything that was going to stop me. Reality sucks sometimes. And we see that they're going to be attacked by a Brumak. Marcus tries to call for backup, but unfortunately the Cedars are jamming their signal and don't have any chance to communicate with any type of backup. And the issue ends here with the Brumak totally looming ahead in front of them, and they have to take it on by themselves. But anyways, guys, this is a great issue, and it leaves on a big cliffhanger here, and I can't wait to make part 4 of this comic book series. Personally, I've read this comic before, but I actually don't remember what happened after this point, so it's going to be kind of a bit of a surprise once I get to the next part. If you guys like this video, please definitely hit that like button and subscribe, and tell me what you guys think about the Gears of War comic book and my coverage of them. Do you want to see more videos like this? I'm going to keep covering them. Even after I finish the Hollow series, I'm actually going to continue with following every other issue as well when it comes to the future series after this. Anyways guys, thanks for watching guys, and take it easy. Thanks for watching this video. If you want to see my most recent Gears of War video, hit that link on the left. If you want to see any of my other content, hit that link on the right. Thanks for watching guys.